Hello my fellow techies, welcome back to the Learning Network 2025. Kimberly Taylor here. So in today's video I am going to demonstrate how to upgrade the firmware on this D-Link 5-port managed switch. And so the goal is to be able to add this device into the network management console, so I can also see what's going on via traffic patterns and so on. So that is the goal. I want to find out whether or not this device gives me the capability to manage it via SNMP. And I believe it may not be, because I bought this switch a few years ago. But in any event, I would still need to upgrade the firmware to make that happen. So that's what this exercise today will be about. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a real fast, quick video on how to upgrade the firmware on a switch. Alright, thanks for watching. And if you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe button as well. And share the video with the fellow techies out there in the world. Okay, Kimberly Taylor signing off, coming right up with the lesson. Alright everyone, as promised, here is the D-Link support page. So what you want to do at this point is choose your item. And so we are using the DGS 1100-05. So we are going to choose that option, and which is our product. We're going to choose that. And then once we choose that option, it will give us the capability of downloading the firmware. So you click the down drop arrow. Firmware A is what I'm looking for, and you can actually choose from a few choices here. So I'm going to choose the one I think I want most, which is 23. And so once you do that, you click on download, little green tab, and it will start the download. So the download has begun. So now I'm ready to actually copy the downloaded file, which is a bin file, over to my flash drive. Alright folks, let's rock and roll here. Let's go ahead and get this firmware upgraded on this D-Link switch. So by default, the switch will have an IP address of 10.90.90.90, and you see that right there on the top of your screen. So the next thing we should do is log into the console, and the password will be admin by default, username admin as well. Click OK, and now we're actually going to go over to tools, and we're going to do firmware backup and upgrade. You see it right there. So now we click on upgrade, and it's going to ask you, are you sure? Yes, we are sure. So click OK, and then it's going to ask you to wait. That's fine. Click continue, and now we're going to choose the bin file that we want to add to this to the switch. So we're going to go ahead and go to the folder where you stored the bin file. You're going to click on that, and you're going to click open, and then you're going to actually make sure that this file is okay. Go ahead and upgrade, and it's going to tell you that it's going to start the upgrade. It's fine. Click OK, and as you can see, the firmware is being upgraded as we speak. Do not touch the computer at this point, because you'll really mess up your switch and you'll be really in bad shape. So leave that alone, let it run, go get yourself a little snacky or drink, and let the process go through smoothly. Once it's done upgrading, you'll see a nice, clean, fun message which will say firmware has been upgraded. Once the firmware has been upgraded, the router will be rebooted. Not router, the switch will reboot, as you can see right here. Please log in and boot up. Okay everyone, as you can see, the reboot was successful. Now let's go ahead and log into the switch, and here we are. So once you have completed your firmware upgrade, the next thing you want to do is take a look right over here at the firmware version and make sure that the upgrade did in fact work properly. Now, disclaimer or word to the wise, originally I upgraded to firmware version 23, but I noticed once I logged back into the router, my VLAN features were not working properly. So I went back and did another firmware upgrade, and I actually went down to another version. As you can see here, it's version 1.10. So earlier I mentioned that we were going to do version 1.23. So just a little information for you to be aware of. Sometimes when you do those firmware upgrades, just like the upgrades on your operating systems, sometimes it may lack a feature or two that you need. So it's always good once you perform any type of patch or upgrade, check the usability of all the features that you had previously. Make sure everything is intact. So because sometimes patching goes awry and firmware upgrading and any kind of upgrade can go awry. So just be aware of that. So like I said, I did actually bump it back down to an earlier version for my own personal purposes because I need my VLAN features to work okay.